Anxiety is often worse first thing in the morning, and here's why. Firstly, if you're anything like me, I found that when my anxiety was bad, I would literally wake up anxious. I would open my eyes, my heart would be pounding, and my brain would be ruminating already. And it honestly drove me crazy because I would wake up and instantly feel flat and demotivated, and just I would have this terrible sense of dread, and I would think, oh my goodness, I've got to get through the day now feeling this way, and tasks that normally wouldn't bother me would feel like these big mountains that I had to overcome. From the school run to doing the dishes to tidying, everything felt more difficult because my level of anxiety was so high. Now, there's a couple of reasons why this happens. Firstly, stress hormones are at their highest first thing in the morning. So cortisol wakes us up. And if we're somebody that is naturally anxious anyway, we're probably going to feel the effects of that a lot more. Secondly, is that it's sometimes to do with our quality of sleep. So anyone who is anxious or depressed, typically we tend to struggle with, so we might stay up too late. We might be having a lot of blue light before we go to sleep. And so even if we've got like 6, 7, 8 hours, the quality of our sleep might not be quite there. So then we wake up feeling anxious because we haven't had a deep, restful, restorative sleep. Another reason is that what we do before bed really impacts how we wake up. So when my anxiety was really bad, I used to make the mistake of staying up late, Googling, going on forums, and basically freaking myself out before I'd fall asleep. And so then, of course, I'm going to wake up anxious, right? Because I've spent the last hour or two before bed filling my brain with scary and triggering information. So even though I've gone to sleep, I'm waking up with it because I was probably subconsciously thinking about that all through the night. Another reason as well has something to do with our blood sugar levels. So sometimes when we're anxious, we might not be nourishing our body with the correct foods. We might not be eating enough. And so if we're not eating enough, we're going to wake up feeling a bit shaky. And those feelings feel very, very similar to symptoms of anxiety. And lastly, it's because it can be habitual. We get so used to worrying that sometimes we wake up and the brain isn't used to not having something to ruminate over. So it wakes up and it's like, okay, what are we going to worry about today? Because it's all it knows. And this is why we need to learn to regulate our nervous systems. And it's super important because we want to essentially teach our brains to relax again so that we can wake up and feel genuinely restful and hopeful for the day ahead. Are you somebody that struggles with morning anxiety? If you are, let me know down below in the comments.